Merab Dvalishvili didn't just beat Sean O'Malley, he dismantled him piece by piece until he just broke Sean O'Malley's will to live. I think it goes without saying, Merab Dvalishvili is the literal GOAT. He is the GOAT, and if you missed it for some reason or you don't know what happened, Merab Dvalishvili just ran through Sean O'Malley. Like, the first fight, you're 2 round close. This was not close at all. Round 3, submitted Sean O'Malley off a takedown off the fence. What was this choke? It was like a north-south Ezekiel choke. Very weird. Very weird. Very freaking cool. I mean, dude, what is not to love him? Oh, he's pillow-fisted. So what? The dude's pillow-fisted and he's still incredibly fun to watch. Y'all like Max Holloway? Oh, y'all ain't gonna like that I said that one, huh? Yeah, same thing. Decision after decision, right? So, guys, before we get into this, newsletter, Discord, it's down there. Also, Fight Finders 001, you can check that one out where we talk about karate combat. That link's in the description as well. But think about what Merab Dvalishvili has done. Aldo, Yan, Cejudo, O'Malley, Umar, O'Malley. That's just his run. And now he's fixing to go fight Corey Sandhagen. Dude, there is nothing out there for Merab Dvalishvili that's like, not just like, oh yeah, Merab wins. Like Corey's the best one to beat him. We'll talk about that in a minute. But like Corey's gonna be the best chance to beat him, and I don't even know if he did. Now we talked about this in our pre-fight video. We talked about how Sean O'Malley, his path to victory was very simple. He needed to be ready for the grappling, build off of what he did in that 5th round, and he did come with that front kick to the gut real heavy. But Merab dealt with it very well. He started putting Sean O'Malley on the back foot. Can't kick off the rear foot if you're going backwards and planting on it. It just doesn't happen that way. And for Sean O'Malley to get that off, he has to be on the lead. He has to be leading, and that's something that Sean O'Malley hates. He hates leading these days. He does not lead a fight. He does not go first. He's wanting the quick and easy counter. Fell in love with it after Aljo. He does not want to go first. And that was his problem this fight. And there was moments where he did go first, was the thing. He did go first, and when he was pushing Merab Dvalishvili backwards, like Merab was just going backwards. But Sean O'Malley didn't have what it takes to go in there and deal with the pressure that Merab, because Merab would eventually, all right, let's settle it. Let's start going forward myself. And it worked. And you could tell after that 3rd round, that last takedown, the beautiful trips off the fence. Like, you could tell, like, that was it for Sean O'Malley. That was a wrap. I'm done here. He was over. He was broken. Defeated. The north-south position, you know, he goes for like a power guillotine, Merab does. And Sean O'Malley just like goes to his back, and Merab's like, okay, we can work from here. So that's the Ezekiel choke, but from the north-south position, which is super cool. I just think, like, you know, Sean O'Malley did not deserve this rematch against Merab Dvalishvili. He really didn't. But we got it anyway, and we just got Merab Dvalishvili another title defense. That's 2. It's crazy, and as good as what we were talking not too long ago about how much better bantamweight is than everybody else, and we've got a champion so dominant, which is like, you know, not good for a division that you want to be exciting, but still. So like, what's next for Merab though? Like, what does he got coming up next? You know, because there's options. Obviously, the Corey Sandhagen one. You know, but I want the Alexandre Pantoja fight. Okay. Merab's never faced somebody with the grappling abilities like Pantoja has, the jiu-jitsu. You know, Umar Nurmagomedov is a very good grappler, but this different one, Pantoja, has this different grappling style that really, you know, he likes to get to the back. He likes to backpack and ride people out. He likes to beat people up. He likes to come forward. Like both of those guys just coming forward, boy. Ooh, give it to me. But I do like Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen has always like deserved the title shot, and he's taken fights he shouldn't have to get the title shot, and you know, losing them. Like he didn't have to take the Umar Nurmagomedov fight, but he did, and he looked good in that. He didn't look terrible. He looked good though. I think Sandhagen and Pantoja have the best way to beat Merab Dvalishvili. I really do. I think, Merab's a great fighter, and I don't even know if either of them beat him. Because, like, Pantoja has, like, the cardio issues, right? Sandhagen, I like Sandhagen because he can grapple. We saw he could grapple with what Umar was bringing to the table. So he can bring that. He's kind of like, oh, look, Sean O'Malley's got this long, lanky punches. Corey can go. He can lead. Sean O'Malley can't. And if Corey Sandhagen or Pantoja can stay on the lead foot, keeping Merab Dvalishvili backing up, their path to victory is a lot clearer than most would think. Now, granted, that doesn't account for Merab throwing wild, crazy punches backing you up like Sean O'Malley did. But we've seen, like, when Corey Sandhagen's pressured, like, he can time a takedown and put your lights out. Think Frankie Edgar with the flying knee. So the options are there, and I really do enjoy this title reign of Merab Dvalishvili. Like, some people don't like him because he's, like, I guess pillow-fisted or whatever. He doesn't really finish many fights, but, like, he's fun. Even the Umar fight was fun, and that was a decision. The O'Malley fight was fun. Like, the dude's an entertainer, and he's a very good one. We are literally watching the greatest bantamweight of all time. Literally the greatest of all time. That's all I got to say. On the other side of the bantamweight, Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. Kayla Harrison took on Juliana Pena. Sub Juliana Pena in round 2 at the very end with the Kimuras. Like a Hail Mary Kimura, right? Not even a Hail Mary. Hail Mary means like, oh, I almost lost this fight. No. Kayla Harrison was not in any danger of losing this fight. Juliana Pena was never really in the fight to actually fight. She was in there to not lose. And when you're in there to not lose, that's how you end up losing and getting finished. You could tell, like, in the first round when Kayla Harrison got her down, that Pena was locking down her full guard, was hugging on tight to her, not making any effort into try and get up. No feet on the hips. I mean, she would put her feet in the cage and fence grab and stuff and cheat, yeah, but none of that. She did not want to lose that fight. She didn't want to get finished. And Harrison eventually did get to the side, get the Kimura, and get the finish. Juliana Pena, like, we knew Kayla Harrison was coming, guys. We knew she was going to be this great thing. It was like destiny. Like, we knew Kayla Harrison was going to be great, and she is. Now, what I found interesting about this, so Kayla Harrison's a southpaw, and if you remember, the way Pena beat Amanda Nunes was that dipping jab, and Amanda Nunes, her solution to the dipping jab wasn't like, oh, let me figure out how to counter and come over the top of this dipping jab where she's sticking her head out. No, I'm just going to switch to southpaw, and that baffled Juliana Pena. In the stand-up portion, we know Kayla Harrison's striking is not that great, but in the stand-up portions, we watch Juliana Pena had no idea what to do with the southpaw Kayla Harrison. It's just like Nunes. It was crazy. Like, she hadn't even worked on it and even thought about it. Again, she was holding guard, trying not to lose. Just, she didn't want to win. She just didn't want to not lose, Like, doesn't make sense. And then you got the face-off between Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes, retired for 2 years, is coming back to face Kayla Harrison. A super fight. Probably one of the only women's fight I actually am looking forward to, with the exception of anytime Zhang Weili fights. That fight is interesting, and it has, like, I don't want to say, like, implications, because it's not the same kind. It's more like legacy implications. If Amanda Nunes can beat Kayla Harrison, that's another champion she's beaten. And it's clear that Kayla Harrison's the best bantamweight on the planet. You can make a fight with Norma Dumont, but, like, Norma would lose to Kayla Harrison. Let's be real. So you got that, and then you got Kayla Harrison, who was like the prodigal son, finally making it to the UFC. Amanda Nunes was done, and it was kind of one of those things like, man, I really wish we could have seen that at one point. Their face-off was respectful. They were like nice to each other, and they were like, yeah, this is like, Kayla's like, she's the greatest of all time, and I'm the current champion. Like, what's not to love about this fight? And I agree. What is not to love about that fight? Absolutely spectacular. Now, when you get down to the nitty-gritty, I don't want to, like, oh, you know, Kayla Harrison's grappling is so much better. Nunes has so much more power, yada, yada, blah, blah, blase, blase, blase. That's not the real X factor here. The real X factor is Amanda Nunes is 37 years old. She's been inactive 2 years as of like 2 days from now. On the 10th. Yeah, today's the 8th, on the 10th. What does she look like? She's been living the retired life. Like, I'd rather this fight be at 145 so Harrison doesn't have to go through that cut. But, like, I do favor Harrison in that fight because Harrison's been fighting like a maniac. She's got the Rousey win, not Rousey, the home win. She fought Ketlin Vieira and she's fought Juliana Pena. I favor Kayla Harrison in this fight. Again, it should be at 145. Don't make them go through the cut. They don't want to. I mean, why do we want them to, right? Oh man, but yeah, the coming of Kayla Harrison, we all saw it from a mile away how great she was. We saw in PFL how great she was, and now we're seeing she is truly the best in the world now, and that I can respect. Joe Pyfer, I can't because he's not that good. That's going to ruffle some feathers, guys. That really is, because there's a lot of Joe Pyfer fans out there. I get it. He's an exciting fighter when he's on and when he's hitting somebody. But the problem is he doesn't stay hitting somebody. He defeated Kelvin Gastelum via unanimous decision. As a matter of fact, he almost nuked Kelvin Gastelum in the first round. Put him on his butt twice, I believe it was. Just big right hands. And we know Joe Pyfer, he's huge. And he's got this God-given gift of power. Unlimited power. Like the Emperor. Unlimited power! But he only searches for one punch at a time. After he almost finished Kelvin Gastelum, in the first round, he kind of let him off the hook and let Gastelum find his range, find ways to get in, and he was only looking for one shot. He only looked for the right hand. And that allowed Kelvin Gastelum to work his way back in this fight and have an arguable shot at winning this fight. I don't think it was a robbery, but it was one of those fights like you could have made a case for Kelvin 2 and 3. And maybe a 10-8 in round 1 that would have been a draw. But still, Joe Pyfer, man, like, he's going out there and he's fighting like, I don't know, dude. Like, he's throwing massive right hands and they're scary looking. But, like, if you know the right hand is coming, like, deal with it. Throw your head off the center line. Slip to the outside. Do something. Don't overextend like Kelvin Gastelum did. Now, granted, Kelvin Gastelum's chin, it needs to be studied. Because, like, whatever Joe Pyfer hit Kelvin Gastelum would have put them out. He's like the exact opposite of Merab. Like, he's got the power and not the volume. But, like, one shot at a time, no combo punching. What does Joe Pyfer have for the top of the division? We saw against Jack Hermanson, like, he was exhausted, and he did go the distance here. It's only 3 rounds this time, but still. But, like, you put him in there against Nasruddin Imavov, Cal Barajo, or shoot, even Sean Strickland. Like, those guys would work him. Oh, no, all I got to do is look out for the right hand. Now, Izzy, he might connect Izzy and put him out because Izzy's chinny. But everybody else, no. It's just one of those things. It's like, man, I think Joe Pyfer's good and he could be great, but he's not showing the leaps and bounds that we need him to be great. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's no spring chicken, you know. Dude's got the gift of power. And my concern is, like, he goes in there, he starts changing his fighting style and stops relying on his power. But, like, that's the number one thing you should be working around, is trying to find those big punches. And he really should be, like, working on, like, cadence and throwing at different angles and creating angles. And instead he's just, like, winging the massive right hand. It comes up the middle, winging it, and not finding home quite enough on somebody that he should have put away. Like, he should have knocked out Kelvin Gastelum, but he didn't. Speaking of letdowns, Patchy mix, goodness, Mario Bautista just exposed Patchy Mix. And Patchy Mix, the former Bellator champion, lost to Mario Bautista via unanimous decision. And I won't say this is a fraud check. Okay, so let's get this out the way. No, it wasn't a fraud check of Patchy Mix. Mario Bautista is literally a top 10 fighter in the bantamweight division, the UFC's best division, right? Remember, just talking about Merab Dvalishvili being the king of the best division. But what Mario Bautista was able to do with a length disadvantage, a height disadvantage, was something that should be looked at and said, man, we could really work with this. Because if you watch the fight, you're like, man, Patchy Mix has the length, he has the height, he has everything he needs to get in there, get into a clinch, and get a takedown. Shot one takedown. Was stiff the entire fight. Mario Bautista's boxing, his head movement, dealing with the length of Patchy Mix, kind of hitting to the body, slipping, getting to the inside. Textbook boxing 101. Patchy Mix had nothing for him. And like, he's standing up straight, flat-footed, not ready to move. It was perfect for Mario Bautista to tee off on him. Now, Bautista couldn't, get the finish, but he went in there and like pieced up Patchy Mix, made him look even worse, arguably, than a first-round knockout. The body work for Bautista was sick. I mean, getting to the body off the angle, off the pivot was beautiful. The straight to the body, magnificent. It's got Patchy Mix's hands going down. I do think Mario Bautista is just that guy. He might be a top 5 fighter at some point. I don't know if he is now. Patchy Mix was stiff. It didn't shoot too much. Had no answers for Mario Bautista. I just didn't. I didn't think that whatever he had was great. Again, not a fraud check. Not a fraud check. He was stiff. He didn't shoot, but Bautista's good. Kevin Holland defeated Vicente Luque, round 2 Anaconda. Again, Luke couldn't deal with the length of Holland, so this is like the opposite of Patchy Mix, right? And the opposite of Sean O'Malley, Kevin Holland can lead despite being the longer fighter, and he put the pace on and finally, got the submission for them. What else was on this card? Let's go over to the web, guys. Let's take an old peek and an old gander over here, an old Tapology, huh? Bautista, Kevin Holland, Joshua oh yes, Joshua, the greatest Van. I mean, what is not to love? He defeated Bruno Silva via unanimous, not unanimous, is it? Round 3 knockout. Let's not put any disrespect against that guy. The coolest boxing in the UFC right now, man. Just angles and setting up strikes and changing cadence and changing rhythms and changing where he fights. Like, he is just magnificent. It's just boxing. He did call out Brandon Moreno. I love that. That's a great, that's a good fight at 125. Good googly moogly, that's a fun fight. Now, Moreno probably doesn't deserve to fight that far down in the rankings. Bruno Silva's ranked, 12? But still, I really just, dude, Joshua Van. I'm going to do a film study that's going to come out this week on him. I really liked his use of like the pivots and the hooks to the body and all that. It's just perfect. He's such a special fighter, guys. And if you're not on the Joshua Van hype train, get on it because he's good. Azamat Mrazkanov defeated Brendanson Ribeiro. I can't talk today. Big left hook, ground strikes. Waldo Cortez Acosta beat Sergey Spivak in a fight. I thought Spivak won, but it wasn't a robbery. Waldo Cortez Acosta moves to 14-1. Andreas Gustafsson had a big showing out against Chaos Williams. Williams got the power. Gustafsson, somebody you might want to watch. Kong Wang defeated Arian Lipsy. Da Silva. Lipsky missed weight, but Kong Wang still got it done. Really good kickboxer. Another fighter you should really watch. Ju Sang Yo with a massive counter left hook 30 seconds in. Just brilliant. Quillian Scalliad defeated Yana Ashamuz. And then Markel Medeiros beat Mark Troinsky. So, great night of fights, guys. UFC 316 totally delivered. Merab just looked great. I really think Merab Dvalishvili is the GOAT, though. I do. Guys, so look, before you leave, this video right here, Fight Finders 001, this is where we go to the Dominican Republic and explore karate combat to see what that's like. So you should get in on that because it is my baby, my series, and it's very interesting. Check it out.